We're going to make a cat mask mate. You can find all the information on the pattern details like yarn, hook, and gauge in the description below. We're going to begin with 6 single crochet inside of a magic circle. I'm going to assume that you know how to do most or all of the techniques in this video, but if you don't, I do have instructional videos for all of the things that I do here. So we're going to single crochet 6. So I like to chain 1 just to start my magic circle. And then I'm going to single crochet 6. Four, 5, 6. Then I'm going to tighten up my magic circle. I do a double loop because I like the way it secures everything better. Okay, so we have our 6. To close our magic circle, we're going to slip stitch into this first stitch. So we're going to double crochet 3 in this first stitch. I'm going to be using the standing double crochet. If you are unsure how to do this, you can go watch my video, or you can just do a chain 3 to count as your first double crochet. But I'm going to go ahead and do a standing double crochet here. Maybe. So there's 1. We have our first double crochet in the first stitch, so we need to do 2 more. And I like to work in my tail as I go. You can go check out that video. So I'm just going to be doing that here. Ignore it if that's something you don't want to do. There's 2 in the first stitch. And 3. And then we're going to do 2 double crochet in the next stitch. Still working in my ends here. Well, end. So we've got 1 in there, now we have 2. And we will repeat that same process for all 6 stitches. So we'll do that twice more. We'll do 3 double crochet in the next stitch and then 2 in the stitch after that. So we'll end up with 15 stitches. So we're increasing 3 stitches every 2 stitches. You'll now want to count your stitches and make sure you have the correct amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then we will join with a slip stitch into the first double crochet, or the top of your chain 3, if that's what you've chosen to do. So we're going to slip stitch in here, join for our round 1. For round 2, we are going to double crochet twice in each stitch around. So we're going to double the amount of stitches that we have. So we'll end up with 30. Again, I'm going to start with a standing double crochet, but you can also do a chain 3 if you're more comfortable with that. I just like the way the standing double crochets look. So there's 1, 2 in our first stitch, and then we'll do that 14 more times. So we'll go all the way around with 2 double crochets in each stitch. We've completed our round, but we'll want to count our stitches and make sure there are 30, and then join it with a slip stitch into the first double crochet or the top of your chain 3. For round 3, we're going to do 2 double crochet in the same stitch. So in this first stitch, we're going to do 2 double crochet, and then 1 double crochet in the next stitch. So we're going to go 2 in the first one, 1 in the next one. And we'll do that all the way around. We'll go 2 in the next one, 1 in the next one, 2 in the next one, 1 in the next one. So we should end up with 45 stitches. So you're increasing every second stitch. For round 4, we're going to double crochet 2 in the first stitch. So I'm going to do my standing double crochet here, and then double crochet again in the same stitch, and then we're going to do 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. So we're going to double crochet and double crochet. So we're going to end up with 60 stitches at the end. So we're increasing 1 stitch every 3 stitches. We're at the end of round 4. We would count our stitches, make sure we have 60, and then slip stitch into your first double crochet or chain 3. Now we are going to make our first little ear. To make our first ear, we're going to do an invisible starting double crochet 2 together. I have a video on this, so I'm going to go a little bit faster. So we're going to start like we would our invisible starting double crochet, only after we pull it through the first 2 loops, we're going to keep the last 2 loops on our hook, yarn over, insert into the next hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. Again, I know I went through that fairly quickly, but you can watch the video for slower instructions. Then we're going to double crochet 2 in each of the next 3 stitches. So we're going to do 1 in that stitch, 2, 2 more in the next one, and 2 more in the third one. Then to end our first ear row, we are going to double crochet 2 together. And we're going to now turn, so that's the base of our first ear. We're going to turn, invisible starting double crochet 2 together. the same method. And then we're going to double crochet in the next stitch. Double crochet 2 together. Double crochet in the next stitch, and double crochet the last 2 together. We'll turn for row 3 of our ear, and we're going to do an invisible starting double crochet 2 together. Double crochet in the next stitch. And double crochet the last 2 together. That doesn't feel right. I got too many of the loops in there. There we go. And for our last row, we're going to do an invisible starting double crochet 2 together, or 3 together. So it's the same concept, you're just doing the double crochet 2 together but adding an extra one. So in the next stitch, pull through 2, but instead of finishing your double crochet 2 together like this, you would insert into the 3rd stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 4. So now we've made our first ear. I'm gonna cut the tail on that. Woo. Pull it through, and then we'll work in that and on the back. For the second ear, you want your cat face right side up, and then you're going from the last stitch of the base row on the first ear, and you're going to count over. Do not count this stitch, count over 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches, and you're going to work your first into this 5th. So we are going to do a standing double crochet 2 together. So I'm going to start with a slip knot. I have an instructional video for this, and we are in that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. So I'm going to do a standing double crochet 2 together. I'm just working in my tail as I go. And then 2 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. And double crochet 2 together. I'm going to turn, invisible starting double crochet 2 together for row 2 of the ear. Double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet 2 together, double crochet in the next stitch, and double crochet the last 2 together. turn, invisible starting, double crochet 2 together, double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet 2 together, for our final row of the ear, we're going to do an invisible starting, double crochet 3 together. Again, go check out my video if you need help on this, but we're going to double crochet 3 together to create the point of our ear. And then we will cut the tail, pull it through. We'll weave in those ear tails at the end, but we have our little cat face, and now we just need to add some finishing touches. I'm going to work in the ends and grab my buttons and sewing kit, and we'll finish it off. I've sewn on the eyes about, so this would be the magic circle single crochets, then the double crochets, and then I went into the next round there. So it's just butting up against the edge of your first round of double crochets. And then about height-wise, 2 rounds down. So we've got our little eyes on there. And for the nose, we're going to sew on a little piece of pink felt right about in the center, right there. And we're going to sew that on. I just have some DMC embroidery floss, and I'll just use probably 3 strands of that. And we're going to embroider a little mouth with some black embroidery floss. Okay, so I switched the pink nose. I switched the pink nose to a black nose because when I went to put on the pink nose, it honestly just kind of looked creepy and or disturbing, or maybe more like a mouse. So we went with the black and the black mouth, and the little cat's done. To use it, instead of putting